Good morning, Rabbi Sai. Lili Nishmasi Mimirosi Ruspas Mordechai. Rabbi Sai. This month is Shabbos. Shir starting at 9:30. I want to tell the Olam that last night, late night, I finally made tickets to go to Chutz La'aretz, Rosh Chodesh. So I am leaving Sunday afternoon. The plan is, I only have tickets so far to Switzerland. Somehow I have to get from there to Chicago, and then we'll see what happens the rest of the trip. So Thursday, I should be back in Chicago. And we'll see. It's going to be a lot of fun because we have some challenging charts while I'm there in Switzerland. So I had to give a shir exactly from a hotel. It's all part of Daf Yomi. We got to do it. We got to do it for the mishpacha. Rabbi said, don't forget, MDY merch, a couple announcements. MDYmerch.com, a lot of good stuff on there. We're not making any money. Somebody put out a lot of money, so that's why I want to give back. We want to grow theshir.com. It's very important. We're in the middle of Yevamos now, 25 daf into Yevamos. Be mechazik your friends. Remind them, the guys that started already, be mechazik. Yeah, my Yeshiva was a little sick, a little this. It's geschmack. We're back into it. And the new volume is coming out soon. We have a new volume, so push your friends. If they didn't join yet, tell them about the new volume. It's like in 15 daf. Join DafYomi.com for the new people. GrowTheShir.com for the people that are already in the shir and they want a free Gemara. They're too cheap to get their own and they want a free one. No, they want the one with the symbol on the front. Go get a friend and bring him to this shir. Rabbi Yisai, here's a video I want to show you. I tried to play this the other day. Hopefully it works today. And this is the one that I thought Nachman Seltzer would also enjoy. A little different than usual. Here it goes.
1, 2, 3, go.
Musician. See, he even knows that. Okay, Givaldik. The kids know MDY as a family. Was noch do we have? Rabbi Sai, I want to do something very, very special. I have an email I want to read here, but this time I want to do something that's never been done in the history of the world. I want to read an email with a bezdin. I want the bezdin to pass on this email, and I'm going to call up to the front the world famous bezdin, the Baldwin brothers. Although the brothers, in this case, they need a passing from me. Come. I know it's a little uncomfortable. Come to the front. No, we got Avi. Okay, good. I'm going to start reading. Rebbe Hobel says, well, I have a friend, Tzvi, who learned in Philly way back when. He was the Talmud of Mendel Kaplan. Due to many family setbacks, though, he was a good learner. Unfortunately, he hadn't opened up a sefer at Seder many years. I introduced him to Yeshir, signed him up for Yevamos. There's not a day that goes by that he doesn't call, message me, thanking me for the hookup. He's a true Talmud Chacham, son of a Talmud Chacham, whose life turned upside down, but now he looks forward every day to do the daf with you, and you're changing his life and his family. Regarding myself, I'm a strange bird. I don't believe in zgulas. I don't go to rebbes for brachas. I don't visit cemeteries to daven. I believe I have a direct connection with Hashem, and when I need something, I daven and I daven. It's sort of avoiding the middleman, going straight to the boss. Same in business. Anyone coming for me with advice, I tell them go into the business for themselves. When you have a job and get your salary raised, you say thank you to your human boss. And then if you remember, you say thank you to Hashem. When you're self-employed, you see day in and day out Hashem's hashgacha. And when things don't look like you understand them, you get to say Gamzul Toiva with true kavana. And when things do go right, you can thank the real boss right away. I brought up my kids the same way. We don't have a Yetzer Hara on one shoulder, Yetzer Tov on the other shoulder. We have Hashem on both shoulders. And there's a constant conversation with him. It's going to make Hashem happy. That's the criteria before making each decision. Is that going to make Hashem happy? That said, I do believe the only true zgula is Torah. Since being Parnas HaChodesh, $2,600 a month, I finished 2 Masechtas with you, and 2 miracles happened to me. I've been suffering with a medical condition for 16 months, had 2 treatments at fancy hospitals, no results. Surgery again last week, and Baruch Hashem, I'm cured. It's mind-boggling. Secondly, this is why I need the bezin here. A huge sum of money dropped into my lap, and the story as to how I received the money is in itself miraculous. We're talking about 7 figures, not a few $1,000. Your Torah has been my zgula, and I want to sincerely thank you. I see and feel the connection. In return, wherever I go, I spread the word about your shir. We have a stand in the bike shop in Lakewood where we signed up 7 people. There's going to be now a line in Lakewood. So before that line happens, I want to call the bezin. I want to ask you, what's the psak? Rabbi, what's the psak? He made 7 figures. What's the psak?
Free socks for everybody.
Meiser?
Maybe even a chaimesh.
15%, he says. A chaimesh. I need a psak from the bezdin. A chaimesh to who?
MDY.
Nothing to anybody else?
Yes. Wait.
How about Meiser
transplants in here? Can we throw that in?
What happened?
Hair transplants. Can we pay for our hair transplants?
Hair transplants? You're not the Bowman brothers anymore. No hair transplants. No? Rabbi say. Meiser and the 5% give anywhere. You got it. You heard the psak. Okay? From now on, you want to send me these kind of emails. They're dangerous. Another grape sock from the Baldwin brothers. All right. My brother-in-law said, after watching, he said, Eli Stefansky is the Johnny Carson J. Leno of the Daf Yomi. You make Torah Gishmak to learn. You provide warmth and camaraderie. You should enjoy much continued success and blessing. His brother-in-law says.
Who are the people he said?
I don't know. I know.
Who's this guy, Jay?
We'll talk about later. What? Yeah. MDY doesn't keep it for themselves. They go to my pocket. It goes back to give to others. So there's more of these Y locks around. 100%. It's tzedakah and it's the best tzedakah you could possibly give. It helps. It's unbelievable. What are you tying, Mendy? Well, I'll tell you where we're up to. We're in the middle of an email. Where are we up to? Right? Oh, we're up to an email. Have you ever heard one of those? P.S. Okay, fine. Yishkoyach Rebbe Y. Lock from Lakewood. Today's shir or the koilel is sponsored anonymous in zechus of Hillel ben Dina, Rivka Basfega. They should be zechus the Zer Shekayama. Parents of friends and family. Refuah Shlema for Yaakov, Yehuda ben Gittel. Parents of Bresler, Austein, Rosenberg, Schulman, and Tobias families. The zechus Refuah Shlema for our Yeshiva, Rav Yisroel, Meir, Dovid, ben Yocheved, Druck Shlita. Parents by the Lock and Lebovic families. By the Lock, you hear this? By the Lock and Lebovic families, Lakewood, New Jersey, because Torah is the best. Segula, Josh and Ava Wilk, Chazdei Hashem Kili Somnu Kili Chol Rachamov, in honor of our parents, grandparents, and in-laws. When Murad Nakash told me he sponsored Parents of Chodesh, he also was able to do something incredible. Yossi Klein said the same thing. Mo Landy, same thing. Who else? Paris Chaim Levine said his daughter got engaged within the week. Rabbi Sai, it's the Zechus HaTzibur. Shalom Aleichem guest. What's your name? Shimon from where? Ooh, from here? Yeah. Wow, kibbutznik. Wow, unbelievable. You just drove in all the way from the kibbutz?
Yeah.
How long does it take?
It's only around 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours to drive here?
Yeah.
And my brother, who's here in Yisroel, he didn't come visit me yet. And he's leaving. He's leaving tonight without visiting me. He let me know he's not going to come. Do they let you out to go to shiur? You have to ask Rosh, how's it work in kibbutz? I don't know if I've ever been to one.
I had to go out and had to have a general meeting and vote on it.
I don't believe it. Okay. Guys, a sense of humor. Okay, geschmack. But you left the kids in one of those pens over there? Yeah. Okay, great. Okay. We're holding Daf Amud Beis. Yeah, everybody's getting your zchusim. You don't have all the zchusim for yourself. Maybe the kibbutz could sponsor the month for us. Okay. We're holding by Tonu Rabbanon. 20 lines down from the top. While you guys are looking for it, I'm going to tell you a real quick story that I wanted to say yesterday, but it was already, we ran out of time. The Gemara says, that you should be careful that people shouldn't say things about you, should do anything you can that they shouldn't talk bad about you. So there's a beautiful story about the Shebina Rav. Shebina Rav was the Gadol Hador in Yisrael. He's not very well known. He's between the Chazanish and the Brisker Rav. Shebina Rav, Chassidish, is considered Gadol Hador by everybody. And a kid was knocking on his door on Shabbos over and over. So he opened up the door and he kind of snapped at him. He said, "You see that nobody is opening the door? Why are you knocking? I was sleeping." He goes, "I didn't think the Gal Hador sleeps on Shabbos." The kid told him, and he was taken aback, and he decided from then on never to sleep on Shabbos. That people shouldn't talk about him like that. I was thinking about the mice we just mentioned about Rebbe Kamenetsky. It's one thing to stop eating chocolate cake the rest of your life, but to give up, sleep on Shabbos, that unbelievable nap, that's unbelievable. Godless, huh? yeah, right. You're not going to find me sleeping. Okay, I sleep when you guys are davening. Tanur Rabbanan. Ey mekablim gerim limois haMoshiach. Everybody, we have very, very exciting Gemaras today. Not a lot of charts. Don't worry. Back to regular Masechtas kind of thing. Ey mekablim gerim limois Mashiach. Once Mashiach comes, it's too late to accept gerim. Kayotze boy lekiblu gerim loy b'mei Dovid v'loy b'mei Shlema. So they never accepted gerim in the time of Dovid and Shlema because of the concern that people are not real gerim. We just finished off the sugya that if a woman becomes a giyaris because she wants to get married to somebody or vice versa, it's okay. But if we know for a fact that they're getting married, becoming gerim because they want to be part of Klal Yisrael, because they have some reason to see how great it is to be yid, then we don't accept them. Omer Eliezer Mikra. Where do we see this in the pasuk? Hein gar yagur. When they become gerim, efes mi oisi. Efes, 0 mi oisi. I'm not around. In other words, like in our days when HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not visible, the whole world hates us, the anti-Semitism everywhere, all these, what are they doing in the UN and all the what is it called? Resolutions, thank you. How many? Like 55 resolutions against Israel and 1 against the whole world. It's something meshugah, like it's like obvious, the sinner. So then all of a sudden a guy shows up. Efes ma'isi, without me, then what's going to be? Migar itach alayich yipol. He's coming, he's a ger for you, and he's going to fall upon you without me. But at the end, I'm going to accept him to Olam Haba for that. But he's coming because I'm around, and it's obvious that this is the emes. We're not going to accept them. Aval idach loy. Okay, brand new sugya. Hanitan al ishes ish. The Mishnah says, but just a few lines earlier, if there's a rumor about a person that he was with the Eishes Ish, shouldn't marry her. And if he went ahead and he married her, so he should divorce her. Omer Rav, the famous Rav, Galadar, Ubeidim. When does he have to remove her and divorce her? When there were Eidim. There were Eidim that's saying that the original rumor is true. Eidim. Omer Rav Sheishes, Amino, I must explain, Kinayim v'shochev Rav, Omer Lai Shmaitza. Rav was half asleep. In other words, it's impossible Rav makes such a big mistake. He's half asleep. You see about Reb Chaim Kanievsky, back to Reb Chaim Kanievsky. He woke up once, it happened a number of times. He woke up, he goes, bring me some wine. I want to make a siyum. I just finished the Masechta in my sleep. That's what they say. Now, they were making, the Lubavitcher on Zoom was making fun of me, like, oh, all of a sudden you became a chassid, you're saying all these mice about Reb Chaim Kanievsky. Listen, I'm not saying I believe every single one of them, but we have to go back to what the Chavetz Chaim said. They said about the Chavetz Chaim. They don't say the story about me. Whether it's true or not, huh? They say about you. True, so true, yeah. Anyway, another part I'm saying, yeah. Great, thank you. Oh man, yeah. I never learned a single daf in my dream. Maybe a few lines. Bemet. I remember, I think when I woke up it was like a made-up sugya, like nothing, like it didn't even exist. Yeah. Okay. There's another guy that came over to Reb Chaim Kanievsky and he says, Rebbe, I think I made a siyum in my dream. Does that mean I'm allowed to eat meat today in the 9 days? So he said, yeah, you can eat meat in your dream. But by him it was real. He finished the whole Masechta. The Sanya. So it must be that Rav was sleeping, half asleep. And this is a lashon that they use a lot in Shas. Kinayim Shachim is like in and out. He's dozing, like he wasn't clear. The Sanya. What's the issue? There was a person who had a rumor that he was with the Eishes Ish, and they forced him to divorce his wife. So we got to go to the videotape here. Let me just get it straight. Here we go. That's it. So, this is your only chart for today, so enjoy it. There's one more picture maybe, but this is the only chart. You have here, step one was that Yehuda Baldwin married Leah. Okay, they're married. Now, there's a rumor with that plumber guy. See the plumber on the left? Rumor. So he divorces his wife Leah. That's step one. He divorces. Why? Because of the rumor. Comes the dentist from the 5 towns and marries Leah. And then he divorces her. Step two, the dentist also divorces her. And then the plumber comes in and marries Leah. After there's a rumor, after somebody married her. Hanitan al-Eishes ishva yitzi'ua al yadai. So step one is that Yehuda Baldwin divorced her. V'nizgarsha mitachas yidei acher. And then she married, in step two, she married that dentist guy. And she got divorced from him. Imkanas, if step three, the plumber decided to marry her, lo yoitzi, then it's green. Then it's okay. He could, if he shouldn't, but if he did, he can remain with her.
Why shouldn't he?
What? Yeah. The rumor was with the plumber. Plumber, I said, what did I say? Okay, no.
The rumor.
From the beginning. Yehuda was married to Leah, and there was rumors that the plumber was Mizana with Leah. So Reuven decided, Yehuda, we don't have a Reuven in this point. Yehuda was usually Reuven, decided to divorce Leah. But the rumor was with the plumber the whole time, from step one. In between the rumor comes the dentist and marries Leah. He made a hefsek. And then he divorced her. So then the plumber should not marry Leah, because he started the whole rumor to begin with. But if he went ahead and he was over and he married her, lo yoitzi. Inside, the plumber had a rumor with Leah the Ishesish, and Yehuda divorced her. And then step two, there's a whole nother story here. You have to pay attention. It's not Yehuda divorced her. The dentist, Nizgarsha from the dentist, Im Kanas, if the plumber goes back and marries her, he shouldn't. Im means if. He really shouldn't. Layaitzi. Hechidami. Idik. What's the case? Now we're asking a question, Rav. Because Rav says it's only in a case where there's Eidim. If there's Eidim, like Rav says, so who cares that there was a dentist in between? There wasn't a dentist. Eidim are the Raisa, you must get divorced, you get divorced. She's asura lebal and lebayel to both. Mayavi elalav, they're like Eidim. So you must say they're no Eidim, not like Rav. And it's only because the reason why he doesn't have to be Moitzier is because the dentist made a hefsek over there. You see that you must remove. If the plumber would jump in step two, instead of the dentist marrying her, it would be the plumber, we'd be mechayev him to divorce. There's no Eidim. We just established there's no Eidim, because if there's Eidim, then it doesn't matter if there's a dentist or no dentist. So there's no Eidim. And nevertheless, you have to divorce. No. There's no, don't worry about the dentist. It's a nice diuk, but that's not the pshat here. The dentist is something else. You don't need a dentist. You must have Eidim, and it has nothing to do with the dentist. And this is what we're trying to say in the Brisa. Even though somebody stepped in, so I would think that there's no more rumors. The fact that it says im kanas lo yoitzi, so means that l'chatchila he shouldn't. Fine. Meisvei, another question. When are you mechuyev to divorce the woman when she doesn't have children? We're making a distinction whether she has children or not. If she doesn't have children, so there's not going to be an issue that where you might see lies on the children. You're not creating any rumors on children. she gets divorced. Nothing happened. But if she has children and she divorces this noyef guy, the rumor guy, now people are going to start talking about the children. But by divorcing, what are you doing? You're showing that the rumors are true. You be mechazik the rumors. That's what people say, right? They say, oh, and in fact, they got divorced at the end. They always say that. So divorce at the end, so the rumors are true. The rumors are true that the children are mamzerim. You look at me like I'm crazy. I heard my sis, yeah. So this is a question on Rav. Why? Because at the end it says if there are Eidim, then no matter what she has to go out. Because there's Eidim. It doesn't matter, rumors not rumors, it's there Eidim. Meaning that the beginning it's talking about where there are no Eidim, and still you have to take her out. You have to divorce her. And Rav says, no, you only divorce her when there are Eidim. Says the Gemara, no. Rav agrees with everything in this Braisa. Rav mukilo l'masnisin, b'yesh lo bonim, b'yesh lo Eidim. Rav agrees to the Braisa. When there's Eidim, take her out. No Eidim, no. But our Mishnah is talking about a case where there are Eidim and children. But why do you have to say that? It's mamshet chak. To say that our Mishnah doesn't mention anything about children, says the Gemara. So he's going to say that our Mishnah is talking about their Eidim and their children, and because there are children and their Eidim, that combination she has to take out. If there are only no children, not. If there are children and their Eidim, then you have to take. Why? What forced Rav in our Mishnah to say it's such an interesting case that she has children that are Eidim? And it's only because there's Eidim, the no Eidim, you don't force him to divorce. Says Gemara, look at I've got like Eidim. Why isn't it better just to say a normal case? No children, no Eidim, that's why. Because he was forced from the Lashon of the Mishnah. Meir, the Tana Hoitzi'uha, why does it say that others forced him to get divorced? Who's that? The Bezdin, listen to Hoitzi'uha. He decided, he didn't like the rumors, so he divorced his wife. What does it mean, Hoitzi'uha? They forced him to divorce her. Because when it says the word Hoitzi'uha, it always refers to Bezdin forcing somebody to get divorced. And the only time Bezdin forced somebody to get divorced, they don't force you based on Eidim. Only when there are Eidim, when there's only rumors, they don't force you to get divorced. Says the Gemara, very interesting. The Sanya. There's a machlokes, Rav and Rebbe, as we're going to go describe right now. Rav holds you need Eidim in order to force a divorce. Rebbe holds you don't need Eidim. Rumors, even less than rumors, you're forced to divorce. That what? The Sanya, Roichel Yoitze, Visho Chegeres Besinar. So these are all cases, in my opinion, I think. I didn't really see anybody that says, but these are cases where it's not a rumor, there's no Eidim. In fact, if you probably went to Bez and you said what you saw, they would laugh at you. It's not, but you know in your heart, you know something's wrong. As the husband, you know something's wrong. You walk home, you come home, the delivery guy is leaving, and the wife is getting dressed. So you didn't see anything, but that's enough for you to have the biggest chshad in the world. Sinner is undergarment. Omar Rebbe, it's disgusting. Obviously, you understand what happened there. Teitze. There's no Eidim, there's no nothing. Teitze. Roik l'malam and akilo. These are things in those days, we probably don't understand what's going on. They had a screen on top of the bed. If you see spit on top of the screen, that means that there was a noy affair. That means that the woman spit on top because she couldn't get away, and memela there's neo affair. Again, it's in your. You're going to go to bed and I saw spit. You saw spit. No, maybe the dog spat there. Maybe the kid. Hey, no, you understand. You know how things work in your house. You have a simon. It doesn't look good for you. Same case on top of Chafei Amud Aleph. You see flipped over shoes under the bed. Now, the reason why they're flipped over is because whoever put them there didn't want anybody to notice his shoes. He has different type of shoes. It'll be noticeable. Rebbe, fine. Since you know in your heart, so there's no Eidim here. There's not. So here, here's Shitas Rebbe. It's not even a rumor. Nobody in the street knows. No, it's you and yourself. You saw something weird, interesting. You know that something's up. Be Megarisher. That's Shitas Rebbe. Rav, on the other hand, holds no. You don't divorce unless you have Eidim. Says the Gemara, you walk into the house, there's flipped over shoes on the bed. So look around, you'll find somebody in the closet, you'll find something. What do you mean? Says the Gemara, what happened was the guy saw you coming, jumped out of the window, but what you found is in the dirt. In those days, the floors were made of dirt. You see some sort of indentation of upside down shoe. Now, who puts the shoes upside down? The guy put his shoes upside down because he didn't want anybody to realize he was there. So you have some sort of interesting simon going on. It's not, you come with that to Bezdin, they'll laugh you out of the town. But you know how your bed goes, you know the simanim of the shoes. That's enough for you to divorce her. Now it happens to be just interesting halacha. In America, in Chutz La'aretz, you come home from shul, Shabbos morning, you see that there's 2 feet of snow in front of your neighbor's house, and it's perfect powder. You're going skiing, powder, that's gishmak, 2 feet. Now, you know what that means, that the other people walking by notice that, and they go into the house on Shabbos, nobody's home. So you go in. So you want to save your neighbor, so what do? You start stepping, you go up the stairs, down the stairs. Is that mutter on Shabbos? Stam halacha. Problem is you're making doing on purpose, you're making a thing. So they say that it's mutter if you do b'shinoi. Stam, you should know.
If you walk on your hands.
You're not going to make simanim and think. You're making simon, you're making shoe prints in the thing. Okay, we'll talk about it. You weren't here by Masechta Shabbos, Yehuda. By the way, Mazel Tov to Yehuda, his first grandchild. Mazel Tov. Okay. Says the Gemara. Now, based on what we just said, it sounds like a contradiction. I said the first, what? Oh, that's right. You only have one kid married, right? What? So how many kids do you have married? Oh, you have 2? Okay, it's 2. Yeah, not that Yehuda. I said he has 2 grandchildren, Yehuda, David. Givaldi. Thank you, gang. You want me to come to you, Levi? That'll be a first. Okay, fine. If he wants to come up, he can come up. He does, he's very shy. We just said that according to Rav, you need Aiden to divorce your wife. According to Rabbi, just something in your heart, you divorce your wife. Well, that looks like both of them. How could that be? The pasuk, and I went to get my note from this thing. I forgot my, maybe I have one over here. Whatever. I don't know. Oh, Nachman, you have your thing? Oh, thank you. Good call. Bekala the pasuk. Bekala. I don't know which is worse, to lose the place or to see his name in front of my eyes. That's why I gave it away. Bekala the pasuk. Thank you. Maybe I'll use it upside down. Here we go. It works. Bekala the pasuk. Bekala the loy pasuk. Now. Very good. Avi Baldwin says it's like upside down shoes. It is here. This is front side up, Nachman, and it's Givaldi. Okay, great. Something's wrong. I smell something's off. So now, when you read the Gemara with Rashi, you'll be a big Amaritz. You think it means a rumor that stops. There's rumors that continue, rumors that stop. Says Rashi, no. Call of the pasuk means an opposite rumor. This is a reverse rumor. So, when there's a reverse rumor, then you need Eidim. No reverse rumor, then you're moitzi her. Says the Gemara. When there's a rumor that doesn't stop, and there's no Eidim, that's Rebbe, because it doesn't stop, divorce her. Call it the pasuk. But if there's a reverse rumor, but Zaydim, Kirav, then you divorce her in that case. In other words, you're taking parts and pieces. You're not going completely with Rav, completely with Rebbe. You're taking parts. And in this case, we'll go partially like Rebbe and partially like Rav. What does it mean? How long is a rumor that doesn't stop? We had this in Chagiga. In Moed Katan, I think. Omar Abai Omer Li Aim, Dumi de Maso Yomo Palga. Now, Abai is famous. His mother was nifter when he was born. So he's brought up, I don't know if this is Rabbi's wife or this woman, this famous woman, a very, very smart woman, brought down Shas many times. I don't think she's saying halacha. Usually she just says like what a word means and different advice, different refuahs. Over here she's saying, typically speaking, a rumor for the people that are chashudim, that there's rumors about them, a day and a half straight. We were talking about there's rumors like Rav Druck. I got a text that Leileno was all over. That the guy that Chassan, remember the Chassan fell off the table and hit his head and he's in a coma. I don't know what his story is. The rumor he woke up, Baruch Hashem. The rumor that he's nifta. I remember, and 5 minutes later. So what's a rumor? What's not a rumor? A rumor that stays for a day and a half. In those days, day and a half. Today it's seconds. Reb Chaim's lifted. The whole world knows within 30 seconds. Everybody knows. It didn't stop. What does didn't stop? There's no reverse rumor. So a day and a half means non-stop. That the guy that the rumor is about, this Noyev guy, he's a powerful guy. So maybe he's behind the scenes running other rumors. There's fear. Then we don't consider it a stop. No enemies. If this woman, the man, let's say they want to get back at this husband, he did a bad business deal with somebody, he wants to get him, so he's going to run a rumor. I heard a Maisa, they told the guy, if you don't do XYZ, we're going to tell everybody about your daughter. She did this and she did that. He said, I don't have any daughters. He says, you go explain it to people. First, I'm going to tell the rumor. Go. And that's how it works. You have oivim, you have enemies. I'm going to put out a rumor. It's not awesome. There was a mice with the chida. The chida, again, I'm Litvish. I'm going to say the mice, what? Okay. We only have to get to the Mishnah because it's very short. It's Shabbos. That's the plan. Okay. The chida, real quickly. The chida, there was. He went. What was the name of the place? Livorno. What? Livorno, in Italy. He went there, and there was rumors about a woman in town. Mizana, not Mizana. Half the city said this way, half the city said that way, and he listened to everything, and he paskined that she's a Zaina. So the other half of the city, they went crazy, and they wanted, what's going on with you? So he said, you want to see something? You want to see a nace? Yeah, see nace. He says, bring the woman into shul. Brings her into shul. He opens up a Sefer Torah, says, read this Parsha Saita. She read the Parsha, and she walked out of shul, she took 2 steps, and she died. So they said, you need to be the Rav, and in fact, he was the Rav there, and that's how the story goes. He remained the Rav until the end of his life, and then they buried him here in Har Menuchas, I don't know, like 25 years ago or something. Chida. Mice about the Chida. Hamoisis ishtoi mishum shemra. Person has a shemra, and he divorced her because of that shemra. Loi yachzir. Why? Because if he takes her back, then people will undo what happened. Let's see in a second here. Mishum neder, and the same thing happens mishum neder. A person divorces his wife because she made a neder. Now, you have to tell the guy, listen, no matter what, even in the first case, you divorce her because there's a bad rumor. You should know, if you divorce her, even if you find out the rumor is false, you're never permitted to take her back. You understand that? I understand that. That means he's divorcing her because he hates her. We have to let him know. Same thing with the neder. You are divorcing her. Now, she might go to a chacham tomorrow and tell the chacham that if I would have known I made the neder, my husband, I wouldn't have done it because my husband would divorce me, and so retroactively it's not a neder, and he's going to undo the neder. And now we're going to say that her children that she had from another marriage are mamzerim. So you have to understand that whatever you're doing now is concrete. You can never take her back. Lo yachzer. Okay, this is Gzeira de Rabbanan. So what happens if he's over on the Rabbanan and he married her anyway? Maushi Yoitzi is forced to divorce. We learned in a Braisa, if a person has a rumor that he's the Ishish, and they forced the husband to divorce, even though he went ahead and he married the Noyev guy, the guy there's a rumor about, he married her, he must divorce her. Why? Because by him, he has to divorce her. Omalei, midami. The word Oitziua, as we said on Amud Beis in the beginning, Oitziua means Bezin are forced to make him to get divorced. Meaning through what? Why does Bezin do that? Zaydim. That's the Oiraisa. Over here, he didn't feel comfortable being married to her. He wasn't forced to. He wasn't the Oiraisa. So he's might. Says Gemara, so he also, in our Mishnah, even though it says by us, that he was forced, but the way he's learning it is that he did it on his own will. And nevertheless, our Mishnah says, you hear this, Yosef? Our Mishnah says that when you're mitzi, the woman, not forcefully, you decide on your own, whatever it is, to divorce her, yaitzi, you must take her out. So you see, you have to take her. You have to remove her. When the husband himself takes her back, it's different. Why? Because he's showing that he doesn't trust the rumors. What happened in our case? Starting our sugya. A husband divorces his wife because he heard a rumor. Do not marry her. Don't take her back. And if he did, what's the halacha? I'm proving it from a noyef, a bad guy. That's different. The Noyev, if he marries her, it's the exact opposite. He's showing that the rumor was true. If the Noyev goes and marries that woman after there's a rumor that he was with that woman, they're showing that the rumor is true. But the husband, when he remarries his wife, he takes her back, he's showing that the rumor is not true. He was mevar the thing, and it's a big fat lie. No, you still didn't understand me. This is my point. We're talking about the Rabbanan. And when Rabbanan say don't do something, don't do it. And if you don't listen to Rabbanan in Karnas Yaitzi, then we punish you and you have to take her out. And over here also said the Rabbanan, they said don't take her back. And therefore it's the same, should be the same halacha. It says Gemara like the Gemara said that he was right in his Havamina. When the Boyle marries her, he's showing that the rumor is true. That's why Yaitzi over here is just by Gittel in Mesechus Gittel. When the husband marries her, it's the opposite. He's showing that the rumor is not true. Says the Eli Mishnah, official Mishnah, sponsored by MDY Tehillim Group, where we down for Refuah Yishuah Shidduchim, Klal Yisrael, and MDY family. Join us at tehillim.8mindav.com. Hamevi get Medinas Hayom. This mamish sounds like Mesechus Gittel. Hamevi get Medinas Hayom. V'omar b'fani nichtav b'fani nechtam. Every guy knows this, right? When you bring a get, you have to say that you saw it written and signed. Otherwise, it's not kosher. So who's making the get kosher? The guy bringing the get. Now, this Cheverman, a minute later, he's in Bezdin, he sees a divorcee, he says, it's a good shidduch for me. So that's where the rumors start. He, the guy, the messenger, cannot marry this woman anymore because he's the one that divorced her. Because of him, she's divorced. But if he says, mace, I saw that he's dead. Haraktiv, I killed him with a gun. Haragnu, I was part of a group and we killed him. Lo yisis ishtoi. Now, what about the woman? Could she get married? He testified, I shot the guy in the head. Could she get married? Yes, she get married. Why? Because Isha Daiko Mitzabah, she's going to look into it and she's together with his testimony. Everything's good. Rabbi Yehuda says, no. If he's a killer, how can you trust a killer? So, I'll touch this Russia aid. He's a Russia. You can't take his testimony. And this is the beautiful sugi that we're going to learn. Palgin in Dibura, not Palgin in Dibura. Haraginut, Yinasi Ishtar. But if we killed him as a group, you are allowed to listen to his testimony. The Gemara is going to explain he wasn't a killer. He just witnessed the killing. Says the Gemara, time in the Medina Sayyam. It's only because the get came from a faraway place, and we rely on him completely. Al Meretz Yisroel, where we don't rely on him, he's permitted to marry her. Says the Gemara, but wait a minute. It's not so true. Because when he testifies that the guy died, that we're not really counting on his testimony at all. It's because we trust her to look into it. Nevertheless, even though we don't rely on him, we don't allow him to marry the woman. So it has nothing to do with relying on him. He's just negeh b'davar. He testifies, therefore he can't marry. Says Gemara, two different cases. Hasam, like Eksava, when the guy dies, there's nothing in writing. So we are relying on him a lot. So you have to rely on him because there's nothing else to rely on. So therefore he cannot marry her. Hacha, Ikeksava, he's coming with a get. It's a get that has signatures on it and everything. So we're not relying on him at all. And therefore, in Eretz Yisrael, you can marry her. It's not ma bin ged lemisa. Interesting case. A mother-in-law who wants a divorce between a couple. The Gemara says a mother-in-law, a Yevama, a future Yevama. Let's say there's a brother that has a wife. A Yavam has a wife and he doesn't have children. So they hate each other because she doesn't want to be a tsar to her in the future. Because women that hate each other can't trust anybody. But what's the difference? My ben get lemisa, they are relied upon when it comes to a get. Shaksav mechiach, because there's more than just what they're saying, is the actual document. Meis haraktiv aragnua leisois ishtoi. If he comes and testify, the guy died, or I'm a killer, I'm part of a killer mafia group, he should not marry the wife. Says Gemara, who knew the leisois ishtoi? It seems like, okay, the killer can't marry her, but she could take the testimony of a killer and go get married. Where's the logic? Rav Yosef, somebody sodomized me against my will. I was involved in Mishkav Zachar, but it wasn't. I was forced. Who? V'achem, it's not from Largo. It's a big chiddush. The guy, the victim himself, could testify with one more person to kill that guy. Kill him. No jail in those days. Kill him. Who? V'achem, it's not from Largo. L'rtzoini. But if he sticks in one word, one difference, it was with will. I agreed to it. Roshu. So he's agreeing that he's a Rosh. No testimony. So over here also, he's a killer. I killed the guy. How can I take any of his testimony and let her get married based on his testimony? We see all over Shas. We don't want her to be an aguna. The husband went somewhere, he never came back. 20 years later, guy says, I'm the killer. No, so typically we don't trust him, but now we must trust him. So if a person is a gazlan, he's a gambler. So a gambler is pasal leidus only he's a gazlan midrabanan. Why? Because it's an asmachta likanya. Everybody that gambles thinks he's going to win. So you're taking that guy's winnings against his will. So midrabanan you're a gazlan if you take the winnings. And that only you trust him when it comes for aguna. Gazlan the Torah, pasal leidus. Okay, but over here we're talking about a gazlan. We're talking about somebody who's over Raisa. So how can we trust him? Says the Gemara, name Rav Menashe the Omak Rabbi Yehuda. In our Mishnah it says, in fact, we don't trust him. Rabbi Yehuda says we don't trust the killer, only in the group. Omak Rav Menashe, I know the Amri Afilu the Rabbanon. No, I hold like everybody, like the Rabbim. I don't want to go like a Yocheved. But time the Rabbanon Nachik the Rava. There's another reason, says the Gemara. Dama Rava, Adam Karvet Salatzmi, an amazing Gemara, big Yisod in the entire Shas. A person is related to himself. In other words, I cannot testify by my father, I can't testify by my brother, and I certainly cannot testify by myself. So when I come to Bez and I say I'm a killer, and that guy's dead, I don't trust me on that part. I chop the words in half. What you said that you killed, you're a liar. I don't trust you. Next. That guy's dead. You saw a bullet go through his head. I believe you. Unbelievable. Sponsored by Moshe Horn and Honor of Shmuley Sugar, the original sugar shaker. Sponsored in honor of Ed Kinsbursky and Brian Kinsbursky and Ari Miller for learning the Daf. They should be zechus to finish Yevamos and then all of Shas. What? Why? He's still again. Damn. No, that's a future Avera. It's a future thing. What happened happened. What do you mean? We can't trust him. We just don't believe his words. What do you mean? We believe his words. He just can't marry her. We don't trust him for that. She can marry somebody else. Lema Rav Yosef, Domak Rav Yehuda. Maybe Rav Yosef says, Rav Yosef who says that when a person says I did it willingly, he's a Rosh and we don't trust him. Maybe he holds like Rav Yehuda. That Rav Yehuda says she's not allowed to get married. Omalach Rav Yosef. Ano da amri afilu l'Rabbanon. I hold the Rabbanon. V'shani edesisha dakilu b'Rabbanon. No, it's different. But when it comes to eidos of a woman, we're more mekel. We'll accept testimonies that we typically don't take. Rav Menashe the Omar Rav Yehuda. Rav Menashe is the one that holds like Rav Yehuda. Says the Gemara. Haraktiv haragnu tinase. Says the Gemara. Ma'ishna haraktiv. What's the difference? I'm the killer. I pulled the trigger by myself. U'ma'ishna haragnu. We did a firing squad. I was one of the 5 people that shot. Omar Rav Yehuda boimani yisim argav. He didn't kill. He witnessed it. But Tanya Omar Rav Yehuda ma'ise belistem echad sheyasel leharib b'megizas kapoitkiya. Where's kapoitkiya? So I have a picture. I looked online here. I don't know if you can see on the screen. Here's kapoitkiya in Turkey. And it's amazing because as I was searching for this, look what I found. Man, look at the balloons, the whole thing. Crazy. A guy was doing the daf in Kapoitki. I'm not kidding you. Happens to be Tomer sent me these pictures. But where's Kapoitki exactly? I don't know. But here's the thing. Lud also, they say, and it's coming up, Lud, they say, is not the Lud in the airport, but Lud means in Turkey. So it makes sense that Kapoitki, but he brought me rice that it's not really Kapoitki, it's up in the north. This guy, as he's being marched down to his death, he had some hirurei tshuva last minute. You know what? I want to tell that woman that I'm the killer. She can get married to whoever she wants. Not over there by Kapoitki, it was by Lud. And they married off the wife based on his testimony, even though he was a killer. So Tobias explains he didn't say Aniya Yisim Hargav. We explained that that's what he meant. Says Gemara of a listim katani, but he didn't witness it. How can you say he witnesses when we call him a listim? He himself is a listim. He didn't witness. He's a bad guy. Says the Gemara shenitfas ayidei listius. What happened was, he was there next to, he's not a listim. He himself is not a bad guy. He happened to be there next to the listim. I just want to say a quick maisa, Erev Shabbos. There was a guy sitting in the Beis Medrash, staring at the ceiling. So they came over to him. He said, it's people need seats here. It's a whole thing. Day after day, you're sitting here doing nothing. What are you doing? So he said in a very heavy Russian accent, he said that when he was in Russia, they chapped him as part of a whole group of people that were in a restaurant sitting around. He said everybody in this restaurant, they want to rebel against the whatever that he is, stallion, I don't know what. So he took him. They threw him in Siberia for 20 years. He said, if I was over there, just in the restaurant, I had nothing to do with it. I wasn't even part of it. But they put me and they said, I'm part of this. I have a shaykhs to them, and I got 20 years. So if I sit in a Beis Medrash with Talmid Chacham, we're learning Torah. Even though I don't understand Yevamos, I might not understand everything, at least I'm part of the Chabur and I'll be in Olam Haba. Shenitzvah Seidei Listios. He was caught, he was nothing to do. He happened to be walking in the wrong place at the wrong time. But they put him to death. Yeah, very good. That's what they do. But they don't care. Whoever's around, whoever's there, boom, dead. Rabbi Isai, have a wonderful day, a wonderful Shabbos. Matzi Shabbos, 9:30, not sharp.